This is gonna be some crazy shit. Hello, my good friends. This is Chaos Angel here, also known as Lord of Omni, and I'm back at it again with another flippin' video for you. And it is finally here. It is happening. It is beginning. It is now. The freaking expansion hype season has arrived. Also, don't mind my dog. She really wants attention right now, but that's neither here nor there. Other than that, guys, yes, it's only been a couple of days after the whole entire fiasco that was the announcement showcase, and now, after all of the news that we have received, it is time for us to talk about this shit and finally get down to the down low about all of the crazy nonsense that we experienced, because oh my god. Like, you have absolutely no idea how I feel right now. There was just so much. Honestly, I don't even know whether or not if I'll be able to get through all of the information that we have received, because it's just so much to unpack, and it's just like, I'm not even like going by a script with this. Like, I have a few notes here, but it's like I'm just spitfiring over here and just going down the list as the freaking showcase went. At this point, I'm probably going to be splitting this in a good number of discussions to come over the many topics that will be coming for 6.0. So I hope you're all ready for it. But first things first, let's go ahead and talk about that trailer for Endwalker. Oh my god. Just how hype is this flippin' trailer already? Never before did I actually think, like, no, it should be expected. It honestly should be something that at this point in time, I should even be surprised that they freaking blew my expectations away from the previous expansion trailer, because that trailer was amazing. That trailer was amazing, and it's not the entire thing. It's not the entire thing. Oh, it's crazy how that's... Oh, it's just so crazy, I swear. So, with that in mind, we start off with the fact of the music, but it's just like, I'm really starting to see a pattern with Soken's music right now. I'm being honest right now. I'm really starting to see a pattern with Soken's music as well as Square's trailers. I don't know whether or not if you noticed it as well, but when it came to the introduction to Shadowbringers as well as the difference with Endwalker, Warrior Light be walking different. As you can see in the trailer, you see Warrior of Light walking confidently, as if he's taking up the mantle of Azim. Like, you can see they show off his silhouette of him looking as if he's an Asian or an Amaratian. And it was at this moment, I freaking realized he was on the moon. And I couldn't believe that. I just couldn't believe that it was finally happening. But it was like, I just knew that this moment would finally come. It was finally coming, and it honestly makes so much sense. Because it's like, at this point of the story, with where we're going, like, it makes total sense that our journey would finally take us to the place that many of the Asians, especially mostly Elidibus, would be hanging out all the time. But not only that, There was also the other factor that I will, about the intro, that I will delve into later on in this trailer. But first, we have to talk about our girl Alice. Alice in her new freaking gear. She has finally got her fashion update. She finally got the drip that she's been waiting for. The freaking fashion update that she wanted. Unfortunately, though, she wasn't able to pick up any new martial arts. Sad, but there are two that did pick up new martial arts. With us, the Warrior of Light, picking up the fucking Paladins. It is freaking Paladin Centrals, my good friends. All the Paladin mains out there freaking ready to shine, I swear. Oh my god. It's absolutely flipping amazing exactly how this works, because even though I was so hype and I was so amazed and so on and so forth and like so surprised, a couple of weeks ago, I kind of accidentally, in some way, shape, or fashion, I sort of forgot about this, at the same time remembered it, but it was just like, I kind of called this, and at the same time not, but it was just like, it was more a hypothesis, but not really a prediction, but it was just like, it was on the line, along the lines of, would that be the job that we would be getting as the poster boy? Because that was technically the only job that I could actually think of what would be appropriate with the theming of this expansion. Or at the very least, in terms of what we know right now. And then, of course, along with the Warrior of Light, our boy Alphino. Alphino got the good drip! He got the update. He came in with new practice and new clothes. The clothes I like. But yes, he has come in as the Sage, the brand new job that is going to be coming for Endwalker. And good God, I'm gonna be getting into that. Trust me, I will be getting into that fairly soon. But it's just like we need to take baby steps. We need to take baby steps. We need to go through this ever so slowly. First off, Alphino, you looking good right now. You're looking way better than you ever have and ever would, ever could, and so on and so forth. Even though that last part is a lie, because you could always strive to be better. And you are. And I freaking love these damn twins. I will never get tired of literally seeing these twins just develop throughout the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV. It is just an absolute treasure that I will always remember for the longest amount of time I be playing Final Fantasy XIV. Other than the hype that is our favorite characters as well as our poster boy, we also have the dipshit that is Fandaniel, or Fandango, that most people seem to want to call him, and his ludicrous smile. Moving along within the tower, looking upon the start of the final days and so on and so forth. And then we have quite possibly one of the most anticipating parts that I'm really hoping to see, that we'll see extra scenes when it comes to it. And I'm talking about our one and only quote-unquote friend, Xenos. Yes. Now, one curious thing about Xenos I'll actually get into on a later moment within this video, but we'll be getting into that fairly soon. Just keep in mind, there's going to be some conspiracy theories happening here, and I don't normally do conspiracy theories. So yes, the hype that is this trailer was just absolutely flippin' amazing. Every single thing about this trailer was just top notch from start to finish, and I am just absolutely glad, absolutely excited for what's to come in the later iterations of this trailer. So much so that I just could not keep myself in check when it came to my live stream.
Oh, dude. Tony, the coming of the end.
Oh my God. I have goosebumps. But other than that, moving along onto the actual showcase, there was a lot of news that we got from this, about 2 hours long, to be perfectly honest. It was actually quite a doozy, but I'm going to try my best in order to go through this and discuss my thoughts and my opinions on the majority of things that stuck out to me, and so on and so forth. And then one other thing that I also would like to point out is the fact that I do want to address that when it came to my actual live reaction, yes, there were various moments that in my hyperness, I will admit, I was in some points missing some aspects that could not be heard, mainly because of the fact that I had only one ear covered and not the other. So the most of my voice was being heard other than that of Yoshi P and Koji Fox. So unfortunately, there were some aspects that I missed that I had to freaking just like go back over and see again or hear yet again in order to get the 411. But other than that, I'm gonna try my best. Keyword try. Try my best for the Digital Fan Fest and making sure that I am paying 100% attention to the various things that they announce. And oh boy, I am really gonna try my hardest. But I'm just gonna let you know ahead of time. Don't expect too much. So the first thing that we get into is the majority of like just the title Endwalker and what it has to do with the story, and that about the final days, the conclusion to the Zodiac, the Hydaelyn and Zodiac saga, and the fact that this is obviously not going to be the last of Final Fantasy XIV. This is just going to be the ending to the long-standing saga that is Hydaelyn versus Zodiac, and the various stories therein. And not only that, that will bring us to the brand new beginning, like the many quotes that we've actually gotten before.
For every ending, every parting marks a new beginning.
An ending to mark a new beginning. My pain, my longing, you shall have it all!
An ending to mark a new beginning.
Cutting along, we actually get to Yoshi P talking about the new jobs and finally revealing to us what we are going to be getting, which is surprisingly things that we really did not speculate whatsoever. Like, we were so off, guys. Like, so many people thought of like so many things that were just like a literal just hit and miss. It was just a serious miss. And it was actually very funny, but it's just like what we ended up getting. I am honestly not mad. I'm honestly not mad about it. I'm quite the honest. I am absolutely freaking elated at the moment, actually, because with a new healer and a new melee DPS, the one thing that even I wasn't expecting to actually happen, I thought for some strange apparent reason that we are actually going to be getting a DPS, an actual caster DPS here. but to no avail. Other than that, the Sage was one thing that I honestly was not expecting, and again was honestly from my reaction, I was just baffled by the fact that it was even called Sage because it looked absolutely nothing like it. But with it being original, and then of course in the sake of its actual namesake and its lore and just Final Fantasy III represented, even though it's only by name and not like by the actual job and so on and so forth, because it doesn't really have any of the skills and yada yada yada, still, that Final Fantasy III representation, bruh, is all, I am all for it. And so with that, not only in terms of lore, the fact that the Sage is more so just like an actual Charlian job, an actual practice that Charlians do, it's actually not surprising now that Alphino, our good boy, literally elevates into this job. Like, our boy coming in, literally freaking going up in the Sage level. He freaking leveled up. He evolved. He freaking got that new practice. And he got that Sage drip. Like, did you not see my boy Alphino in that Sage drip? They already freaking got my weakness with how I love freaking robe-like gear, freaking cloth-like gear. It just fits Ezekiel so much. Never before have I been so freaking excited for a healer job. In the entirety that I have been playing Final Fantasy XIV, I am just amazed. I am amazed and baffled by the fact that I am actually hype for a healer. Even though I was flat out wrong in my assumptions, or not really assumptions, but more so wishes on wanting like the Gree Mage and so on and so forth. And then of course there's the fact that many other people have been guessing alchemist or apothecary or all of that nonsense. Still, it's just like, it's like at this point, are we sure we even want those jobs anymore? Because I'm sorry, looking at this job right here, I'm actually very, very, very happy we ended up with this job. Because this job is Ezekiel. Ezekiel's gonna be rocking that freaking Charlian drip. This is actually Ezekiel's main healing job. Even though I was playing Astro, even though I was playing Scholar, even though I was playing White Mage throughout the majority of freaking Shadowbringers, none of those jobs come close to the actual style, to the swag, to the level of drippage that Sage has that fits Ezekiel. I am telling you, this job fits so perfectly for Ezekiel. I swear, just wait. Just wait. Come freaking 6.0. Come Endwalker. You're gonna be just... I'm telling you right now, Ezekiel's gonna just look too good. He's gonna look too good. My boy Ezekiel's gonna look too good. We got the fact that it's a barrier healer, and it's essentially partnering with Scholar, but they want to try and make sure that when it comes to the barrier healing style, they're going to try and make sure that there is some functional differences between the two of them, which I'm actually appreciative. I am really, really wanting to see exactly how healers change up in this expansion come Endwalker. Because with this, there's going to be a drastic rework when it comes to the Astrologian. And that is one thing that I am very curious as to what they're going to be doing with that, with the Nocturnal sect, or just the sects in general. It is a very puzzling thing. I can only imagine that they're probably going to be getting rid of the sects entirely, and just make it appear healer in a similar vein to that of White Mage. So with that in mind, we're really going to be having something to look forward to when it comes to the next FanFest, or in essence, the quote-unquote somewhat keynote media tour-esque digital nonsense whenever that comes, if you get what I mean. Then we cut to the fact that Yoshi P wants to be a freaking troll with this damn shirt. Then Yoshi P coming in after showing off the stage with this freaking shirt that he has on, playing off as he reads the comments, noting various speculations on possible necromancer, and then for some strange apparent reason someone joking saying Dark Knight. But the curious thing is, maybe they're not entirely wrong about that. I actually have something about that I want to delve into when it comes to it, and that is exactly what I was actually going to be referring to when it came to just a little bit when the trailer of Xenos. Yeah, I actually have a little bit of speculation, a little theory, a little prediction. I want to express this theory in a future video, so please look forward to it. I'm pretty sure many of you have already most likely figured out some good idea at this point, especially right after the live letter. Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure many of us can agree when it comes to it what we're going to be looking forward to that this melee job is going to be. Especially considering how he already revealed during an interview that a little bit of a tidbit when it came to a Dragoon slot, or more so the Dragoon being a special position. That is a very interesting statement, I must say. But continuing with that, we have the level 90 level cap rising within 6.0 as per usual, as well as the possibility that we will be making our way to the highest side level possible. But one thing that we really gotta talk about right now is this freaking amazing, like, we gotta talk about the AF gear right now. Like, that's what we really need to talk about in this section, is the new AF gear for all of these jobs. The freaking Dark Knight, the freaking White Mage, the Samurai, the Samurai. Oh my god, that is quite possibly the best Samurai AF gear I have seen thus far in all 3 expansions. Freaking Stormblood and Shadowbringers, eat your heart out. I swear I told you guys, you show me freaking robes like this, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. And then you have the freaking Black Mage, which for some strange apparent reason seems to have a little bit of a companion on the side there with that small little cat right there. Yeah, that little black kitty. I don't know whether or not if that AF gear is gonna be coming attached with an actual cat, but that's gonna be very interesting in the game, I must say. But other than that, I really do like the direction that they're going with these pieces of gear. They are really guys, they are really stepping up their gear design game. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, they are really stepping up their gear design game. If you have not seen the PvP gear for freaking 5.5, they are stepping up their freaking gear design game. I cannot wait to see what we have in store for freaking 6.0 with that Fafnarian gear, Razhad Han, Golemald, freaking the possibilities are endless. Freaking Pandemonium, more Asian robe-like gear, freaking I just can't even. I can't even wait for what the Dragoon is going to be looking like. The possibility for freaking Estinian to actually have the Dragoon AF gear. He could probably have his own version. The freaking Gunbreaker. I can't wait to see what that looks like. We're already freaking seeing the Monk. We saw the Red Mage. The Red Mage looks fantastic. I'm just going to have to say, for the females, I'm still curious about the males because, a little bit of a fail when it comes to the Shadowbringers one, in my honest opinion. But we'll see what happens. But moving along, when I was actually talking about Razathan and Thavnir, that actually makes a good transition for the actual new maps that we'll be going to. Razathan and Thavnir, the places that I have been waiting to be able to go to for the longest time. And of course, here we are. We're finally going to be making our way to this place. Because of the fact that we are obviously going to be making our way to Ilzabar to go to Garlemald, it obviously makes sense that we would also be making our ways to the islands of Thavnir. So with that in mind, my hype levels have been risen, as there are a great number of things that are going to be very possible when it comes to it. And one of the things that I'm definitely going to be curious about is the very story for many of the jobs. Like, for instance, the dancer. Considering how it's originally from Thavnir, it's going to be very interesting to see this story take place located within Thavnir. But speaking on with Garlemald, it's unfortunate that after so many years of hype and anticipation of wanting to see the glory that is Garlemald, it's in devastation.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Like, damn. They really fucked us over with that shit. They really fucked that shit up during the freaking End War. Holy crap. But, there's the possibility of another reconstruction. I'm starting to see a pattern with how they actually do this stuff. Next off on the list will be the new beast tribe, which is, quite honestly, a doozy for many reasons. For one, the Matanga, or also known as the Akasoja tribe, which we usually see these guys in the Azium Steppe, or in various other locations like the hidden annals of, wow, just Uzinir. Right now I can't really say the entirety of that name right now because I'm having way too many brain farts at the moment. I am really looking forward to this one, along with another tribe in particular, because Yoshi P just couldn't help himself to just share some quote-unquote hints during the showcase, even though these hints to many were literally blatant and so flippant obvious, unlike for myself, went straight over my head for whatever reason, until the very last moment by the end of the showcase, where it's essentially a blatant slap to my face in terms of reality that I finally realized in the end. But many, as well as myself, believe the tribe to be the Lunarians from Final Fantasy IV. Which leads me to the fact where that everyone is aware of this point, that this expansion is littered with Final Fantasy IV references. Like I was saying, for the life of me, I just cannot believe how and what I was not able to, like, realize or just point this out. I mean, given the fact the moon, yes, there's that. From the Warrior of Light going from Dark Knight to Paladin, to him going to the moon, to the actual fucking lunar whale that you get from buying the digital freaking FanFest rewards, along with freaking motherfucking Ninja Prince Edge, the first ever love interest in the entirety of the Final Fantasy series, Rosa, and then of course the waifu, the freaking waifu summoner of the mist, that is Rhea. How? How in the world could I not connect the dots? I just can, like, not explain to you just how baffled I am on how blatantly obvious the connections to Final Fantasy IV were literally being shown off throughout this entire showcase, which goes to show my attention span in some way, shape, or fashion. Or it could more so be contributed to the fact that it's been how many years since I've even played Final Fantasy IV? As far as Final Fantasy IV after years, Final Fantasy... I played Final Fantasy IV on the PS Portable, as far as the complete edition. It's just like... I just cannot explain to you right now how baffled I am. But maybe this gives credence to the possibilities of me doing a redo of Final Fantasy IV. A possible Chaos live stream, maybe? Never know, let's just see. But besides all that, I swear, next thing out, we know when it comes to the actual story, we actually take the fucking lunar whale to the flippin' moon. I swear. I just wouldn't, I won't be surprised at that point, but I will likely still be surprised at that point. But I digress. So, another thing that's also getting the freaking love treatment. Final Fantasy X! With Anima coming in the freaking mix, literally just coming in to punch the ever-living daylights out of us with Oblivion. And I just can't wait to see it. First is fucking Yojimbo, and now we got freaking Anima? Oh, and speaking Final Fantasy X treatment, honestly, you could say in some way, shape, or form, Razat-Han and Thavnir have like a bit of Final Fantasy X sprinkled into the like actual design of the maps. I really gotta say, it has a bit of some inspiration going on in there. Or am I the only one? Like there seems to be something's going on here. But many of the other maps from Dungeons seem to have some form of inspiration to it. Like, for instance, the Void Ark-esque looking location that is likely to be the inside of the towers and so on. And then next up is the two big original content that is the 8-man raid and the Alliance raid. Pandemonium, and the other of which name will not be revealed until a later date, unfortunately. But still, thankfully, we will be having original stories for the raid content, which I honestly gotta say for right now, or just at all, I am quite happy and I honestly feel refreshed to hear this. Because I'm just gonna say this right now, I feel like at this point, we should really, like, focus on like more story related stuff to Final Fantasy 14, like pertaining to Final Fantasy 14 pure, due to just how big this story is going to be for this expansion. And with what the photo of Pandemonium has to give us, it is definitely good that they're going this route. I'm just gonna let you know right now. But oh boy, La Brea again. Oh, good God. Alright. But continuing on from this, next off we have the small scale PvP as well as the trust system and the role quest. Now, initially, I thought this mode for the small-scale PvP battle system, I thought of this to be something a bit off when they pointed out casual PvP, but after thinking about it a little bit more, I feel like I can at least have an open mind and see where this goes. Heck, it might be something that will make me play PvP more in the long run. And then, of course, we can't forget about the trust system with our main man of the hour, Estinian, finally joining the Team Scions. As with this, he will be having a more active role in the story, which is obviously the case with how we're having a literal apocalypse upon us. So, yeah, that's not too surprising, but definitely hype-worthy nonetheless. And then we have the role quest, which I honestly gotta say, I am really happy that we're keeping the role quest a thing, because this opens up a whole new world of storytelling to further develop characters that we may seldom know much about when it comes to their past, or just wanting to like have more interactions with them. Like, for instance, given the change made to the role quest, now having caster DPS being a separate category, that gives us an appropriate split for the Scions of the Seven Dawn. Well, somewhat. Like, think about it. Having the role quest be around the Scions at certain points throughout the main scenario, like for instance, Thinkrid being our tank role quest, Orion J and Alpha No being our healer, as well as Ishtola and Elise being our caster DPS, which leaves the melee DPS possibly being Stinian? Maybe? Never really know. But that leaves the well somewhat part with the ranged physical. What could we do for this spot? Who can we possibly think of that could fulfill this role? Put your thoughts in the comments and let me know what you think. Next up will be the content, the Gold Saucer, which I don't exactly have too much to say, other than that's one topic that I left off, which is Blitzball. Yeah, all I can say about that is look forward to it, if it comes. Next, one thing I can say, however, the Island Sanctuary. Now, I know many Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, and Harvest Moon fans are raving about this, and I can't but think that this might possibly be the most hype-worthy content out of the entirety of the showcase in many ways. Like, I can't even wait to see how this one goes, because I'd honestly like to experience it myself. Only thing though that I have an issue with, just a small little issue, is are we really going to be like cultivating a land while like everything is going to shit during this expansion? Like, I'm gonna be honest here. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit interesting. A little bit off. Tap it off. And speaking of which, one other thing that will most certainly either go to shits or will just be an absolute mess. There is no opposite. There is no opposite scenario with this topic. I am really hoping that we will do something about the Ferment Housing Savage that will be coming, because I'm just gonna let you know now, I really don't want to deal with staying up in front of house starting 6.1. I really don't. Like, there really has to be like another way for us to go about this and make this shit work. Please. And talking about making shit work, it seems like we're finally, and I mean finally, going to be having our massive downscaling of values come in 6.0. And honestly, this comes to no surprise. This is actually something to be expected. And I don't exactly want to like go into the like deeper details of this. However, there is one thing I am concerned with, and that is the unsynced feature, which honestly, when it comes to this, many of us who are possibly doing like the relic quests for ARR in Heavensward, yeah, we're probably gonna want to get that done before it's too late. When this most likely will make things harder for us to actually go through it, even when we're at level 80, and especially even when we're at level 90. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get to work on that. Oh damn. But anyway, talking about the other thing that actually is going to succeed when it comes to making things work is the removal of belts. Gone are the days of Nomura's era of design, for we shall now be beltless come 6.0. Though we should be fine enough. Some of chess pieces come with some belts of their own sometimes, so I'm pretty sure we should be a-okay, especially when it comes to the pants. Like they at times come with their own belts. We should be fine. And now, lastly, comes to the last few bits of information, being the data center transfer and the PS5 beta. The day has finally arrived, my good friends. Soon we shall throw wide the gates and be free to move about as we please. Just gotta make sure you log out and log in on the data center you want to go to. But other than that, I can't wait to be able to finally enjoy content with all of those I know who are in completely different data centers, and along with that, the PS5 update coming in near my birthday, as well as a freaking 5.5. Yes. I swear guys, throughout the entirety of this time, I just really can't tell you just how I feel, how to even feel about all of this. It's just so far, with each expansion, many things on my wish list has been made possible, and I just can't help but feel elated on how many years have gone since I first started my experience. But that is Final Fantasy XIV. 10 years in the making, my good friends. With 7 under my soon-to-be beltless waist. And I just can't wait to see more to come. Oh, I just really can't wait to see more in the years to come. But for now, we have this expansion to hype about, which we'll have more news come May 15 to 16, and hopefully by then we will have everything we'll need to know to prepare ourselves for what's to come in 6.0. I hope you all are ready, because I know damn well I am not. I know most certainly, well, I am most certainly not ready. My body is most certainly not ready right now. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this little discussion video. There will be more to come. Trust me. Especially with the Melee prediction video coming soon. Please look forward to it. If you guys want to chat with me along with many other Final Fantasy fanatics, not just 14, just fanatics in general, such as myself, there will be a link in the description to my Discord as well as to my Twitter for any updates of just anything, especially the shenanigans that I might be up to. I'm fairly random if it wasn't already obvious. So, with that in mind, guys, you have a very nice day, nice night, nice morning, nice afternoon, all of that good nonsense. And I shall catch you in the next one. The hype has begun. It is so real.